Hi ladies, I'm Lauren Jackson. I'm going to show you my home party setup, okay? So, and actually just go kind of through my whole demo, what I do for home parties. I am not claiming to be the expert here. I'm not saying that this is the only way to do it. This is just what I have found works for me in my area here. I'm in Northern Virginia, so just find what works for you, and I would love to hear your tips and tricks too. So this is what works for me. I arrive about 30 minutes early, kind of scope it out and decide where the best setup will be. This is my home, so this is where I would choose to do it because there's good overhead lighting and space for everyone to sit around a table. So I'd really honestly just do the whole party here. I know a lot of people would do maybe part of it in the living room and then move into for application. I just do everything all at the table. If there are more people than what can fit around the table, then I might do kind of 2 stages for the application session of it, and have everybody where they can all fit and hear me for the talking part of it. But really, everything's so casual that I prefer to only have to talk through it once. So that'd be smaller is better, in my opinion. I really like a group of about 6 ladies. It's perfect for me. So that's what I will do. We will. As they start to kind of filter in, well, I'll get there kind of half-hour early setup. It takes very short time to set up because my setup's very simple. And then I will just help the hostess with her last-minute preparations, just talk to her a little bit and get her relaxed. I know sometimes they're a little anxious, but for me, I mean, it's so I would say that I would just describe my parties as being very casual. Everything's very casual and comfortable. So it's not a party, so you don't have to feel stressed out. It's just we're getting together and we're trying out stuff. So I will have catalogs out just because people tend to like to have, something to flip through and look instead of having to stare at me or whatever. So they just get to put their name right up in the corner and that's theirs. They can start flipping through if they want to start circling. That's awesome. Then also I'll find that as they start to arrive, I'll just talk with them a little bit, but they tend to gravitate towards the nail sticks. And I love that because the nail sticks are where you can really get a great idea of what our product really looks like and what it is. A lot of ladies still don't even really know what Jamberry is. Can you believe it? So this is great for showcasing what our gels look like. And even if you don't do any other sticks, I would recommend that you get the gels on sticks. There we are. Because that is the way to get the truest representation of what they actually look like. Because you can't really see it unless you open up the bottle. I also have our lacquers and all of our wraps. So, I mean, this doesn't include all of the amazing collections that we have, but this is just all our basic wraps. So it's so much fun to just rifle through them. I've had people at vendor events actually ask me if they could just buy the sticks from me because they wanted to use them in like decorating their kid's bedroom or something. I'm not really even sure. Or they just wanted to rifle through them like I do. Oh, they're so pretty. So much fun to be able to actually see what it looks like with your skin tone and how you can coordinate it with other wraps. So that's lots of fun. A lot of times they'll just start playing with it, and that's what I want. I love when ladies feel comfortable enough to just go ahead and start playing a little bit. Then you'll also notice that I have a table set up on the side, just off to the side. It has a little bit of inventory, but the main thing that catches everybody's eye is the prize wheel. And if I have like a trick up my sleeve, I would say that this is it. The prize wheel, anybody who makes a purchase or books a party gets to spin the prize wheel. And it is amazing to me how this makes everybody who comes to the party just want to place an order. Like it really doesn't even matter how small the order is, but I mean, once they've committed to, they know in their mind they're going to be placing an order because they want to spin that prize wheel. It's so much fun. It makes this clicky noise. It's like you're on The Price is Right or something. And you can win amazing stuff. You can win even, it can be an accent sheet. It can be free stuff that came in your starter kit. It can be half sheets that you have left over from your own manicures. Or you can have discounts on there like I do. So it really, I love my prize wheel. I've found that that's probably the thing that has helped my party sales go up the most, I would say. I'm not sure about that. I don't know. That's just a theory I have, so I'm not really sure, but I would say I got it for my vendor events, and then I just started using it at my home parties because everybody loved it. So then people, if they can start sort of just looking at my display over there, and if they want to ask me questions about the different things, then absolutely, I'm going to answer their questions. I probably won't have time to get in depth with, you know, giving a full presentation about like celebration box and style box and indulgence and, you know, all of our, you know, foot care and everything. I can actually use those to upsell booking more parties. And then, so I'll say, oh, you love our foot care? Like, yeah, I'm excited to book a party where we just focus on using those products and have like a pampering, you know, get your feet ready for spring session or something. So then you know, can say, well, so wasn't this so much fun? We should totally get together again in a couple of weeks and talk through, you know, a different product. So we could do a gel party. You could do an indulgence party. You can do, you know, lots of different ideas. So those are great ways to, even if those ladies are like, oh, but you know, I don't have any other friends than what's right here. Be like, well, it doesn't matter. Like, we can get together and do a different round of parties. And you know what? They always know somebody else that they can bring into their circle. So, so then I'll just be visiting with them in those first little minutes, you know, while we're waiting for everybody to get there. I'm just making friends with them basically. And we'll, you know, once the hostess has given me the nod that everyone who she's expecting has arrived, then I'll go ahead and say, okay, you guys, you know, grab some food. We'll just sit down and do this talking part that I have to do really quickly so we can get to the fun part where we just do our nails. And I'll talk a little, I'll say, who's been to Jamberry party before? Just so I can gauge how much backstory and information I need to give. If they have all been to a Jamberry party before, then I probably won't go into the whole story of, you know, how the sisters went to the salon and how Adam came up with a prototype, all that stuff. Then, but you know, if they all are brand new, then I'll definitely tell that because that's a fun story. And I'll tell about the value of the wraps. I always actually show this is one of our party cards that's in our workstation, or in, I guess it's in print shop, or it's either in print shop or marketing. I'm not sure. But it shows, I love it because it shows the breakdown of how you can get 4 applications out of 1 sheet of wraps by cutting them down the middle, and the breakdown of the price. It's $15 per sheet for a salon quality product that's going to end up costing $3.75 per application or less if you do any of our, you know, bundles, our buy 3 get 1 free or our basic bundle. So that's incredible value, you guys. Then it also shows our breakdown for our gel system, and so I love showing that also because a lot of the ladies in my area are obsessed with their gels, and if I can show them this breakdown of how this is gonna cost them, like it's gonna pay for itself within maybe a month and a half because they're used to going to the salon every 2 weeks to get their mani-pedi. So love this party card. This is the only one that I hold up because I, you know, don't want it to seem too sales presentation-y for me. So then I usually do show them an actual sheet of wraps. I usually pick an exclusive, something that's, you know, urgent to the month or whatever. This is our sister style, so that's one that I would probably show. And so I can show, you know, how you would cut it down the middle. This is also helpful for showing sizing so that you can make sure that you tell everybody how you can bend it around in order to see the clear backing on either side and make sure it fits on the nail completely. So, I mean, really, I rarely do a party the same way twice. So I'll just kind of gauge, you know, the response of the ladies. If they're getting antsy, then we'll get right into application. If they seem like they can listen for another minute or 2, I will probably go ahead and talk about our whatever's, you know, coming up that month. We'll do, you know, the holiday wraps. That's always good to show. I would definitely talk about going gone if it were in one of our retiring months. You guys know, just focus on whatever, the color pop, and make sure you show that. Things that are urgent, and the basic bundle. I crazy about the basic bundle because it is what everybody needs in order to get them set up. So I'll definitely mention as they're going through to know that that's the best value that we can offer. So the application kit, the mini heater, and 4 sheets of wraps. And I'll usually have that to show them. I can even, some people are just really visual. They want to see exactly what they're going to get. And you can get all of that for only $58.50, which is like getting the mini heater for $1, you guys. Like, that's amazing value. So really the only thing that I would upsell beyond the basic bundle is the lacquer remover. So I will tell them, so the basic bundle sets you up with everything you need for a great application. This is what you need for your removal to make sure that you don't damage your wraps. All right, so that's what I would upsell. This is the big bottle, so, but this is what I happen to have, so that's what I take to my parties. I always then demonstrate a removal on my own nail, because I'll say, all right, let's get this off so that you can see how to remove it properly. So I'll do a Q-tip actually. A lot of times I'll just kind of halfway press this down and this little pool fills with the product. So then I will dip my Q-tip in and remove from side to side. So that's pretty simple. And then they can see my beautiful bare nail that it has no damage on it. It's awesome. So then I will go ahead and pass around a cuticle remover pen or 2, depending on how many people we have. I'll show them, I'll say, you guys, this is the stuff basically that you put your nails in at the salon, that little bowl of stuff solution that will make your nail, your cuticles nice and soft and prepared. So I'll show them on my own nail how I paint that on and let it sit for a minute while everyone else does it. I'll show them with an orange stick after 3 minutes or whatever, how it just scrapes back really nicely. I'll just kind of do the side, see the side of the flat side right there, and I'll use that to scrape it back. I'll say if it's been a really long time since you've been to the salon, you might need the heavy duty tools, and I'll show them like the spoon pusher from the deluxe toolkit and the scraper, the other one. But it just depends how in depth they want to get. Then, you know, they're all working on their nails, and so I have a minute or 2 that I can talk a little bit more if we still need to cover some basics, or I'll even ask for questions at this point. Anybody, you know, not know what we're doing up to this point, or anybody have any questions for me? I might even tell a little bit of my nail story at this point. That's a great time to go ahead and be like, you guys, I love that I'm doing this for a business. Like, this doesn't even feel like a job. I'm out after dark, so it's kind of a big deal for me. I'm a homeschool mom of 4, so that I really get to leave the house. So it's a big deal anytime I get to leave. Like I was driving away by myself, and I was just like, ah. So, and that's relatable, you guys. Like, people like that. They don't want you to feel like you don't want to be there. They like that. They want you to be there. So they want you to want to be there. So then we will just get down to it, and I will show my application on my own nail so that they can see me do it. I'll try to get it right in the middle of the table where everyone can see from the best angle. I always do the 1, 2, 3 method, which is because my nails are quite curvy. So you can see they curve both ways. So this way and this way. And I'll teach them about, you know, how you have to work with it a little bit more if you have curvy nails. But it's absolutely possible for me to get a great application, and so that's how I know that everyone else can too. So then if they can skip steps and simplify because they have easier nails, then awesome, more power to them. But I'm going to teach them the fussier method in order to make sure that everybody gets it down, gets it, a nice application. You want them to have a good first application. If they don't like their first application, they're not going to try it again, probably. So then you always emphasize sizing down. I always pass around, I have these on the table. The accent sheets is what we use as samples. And I'll have them pick one that they like and figure out which nail it matches, and then they can pick a coordinating lacquer to finish out their nails. Sometimes I will let them also, I'll give them the option of doing an accent of gel, but that takes a little more time. It's a little, you know, I have to be more aware of what they're doing the whole time, so it takes a little bit more of my attention. So a lot of times if they are really showing interest in the gel system, I'll say, oh, we should totally book a gel party and just do gels at your house next week or whatever. And then we can really devote all of our attention to gels because everybody else will already have all of the basics down. So that's a really fun option to give. So we'll do that. I'll make sure they have their sizing done well. Just kind of walk around the table, make sure they all know, have their mani laid out, what they're gonna do, and then we'll get down to it. I'll help them with that first nail, and then they are usually pros by the time it gets to their second accent nail. Then they know how to do the lacquer. Typically, I don't have to help much with that part. So then by that time, everybody's kind of just visiting and talking, and that's what you want. You want them to be having fun because that's what's gonna help you book the next party. If everybody sees, oh, this isn't like one of those sales presentations where everybody's like, oh, when's this gonna be over? Then somebody's gonna be much more likely to step up and be like, I wanna be the next hostess. So I don't do any games, you guys, all right? And I think that's because, I think some people really tend to like that kind of party. So if you do games, that's awesome. I'm glad that works for you. That's fantastic. My party style is just very different. This is what people in my area seem to really like. So, and I think that the prize wheel is kind of the substitute for the game. in my parties, they just all want to spin the wheel at checkout. So that's what we do. Then checkout. What I do is, it's not very official. Like I'm kind of like gauging if somebody looks like they're just sitting there, they have their catalog in their lap and they're looking at me, I'll be like, do you already know, what you're in love with? And then I'll kind of check out what they have in mind. I will give them a little clipboard with an order form. So this makes it so it's nice and easy for me to check over and say, oh, you know what, it looks like you've got 3 reps here, so you get to pick a 4th for free, yay! Or whatever. I'll say, oh, did you need some nail wrap and lacquer remover? Like you just, if you demonstrate it that's kind of an essential part of what you need, then, and it is, then a lot of times they'll just say, oh yeah, how much is that? It's $19, and you just tack that on. So yeah, I always have my square swiper. That makes it really easy and convenient for me to take their credit card information without having to store it. So I love that. I always offer a bulk order. So we'll do a party order, and that everybody who orders with that party order gets free shipping. So that is awesome because that gives more urgency for them to give their party order right then, instead of like, oh, I'll think about it, and they go home and then they are like, oh, actually, they think of other things they could spend their money on instead. And we don't want that. We want them to spend our money with us while they're excited about it. So then at checkout, I always, make sure that they've gotten everything that they need for a good application. You don't assume that they, know that they will, you just always give them all the information that they need. If you've seen that they have put 4 sheets of reps and a mini heater, be like, oh, actually, it would be a better deal for you to get the basic bundle. And they don't know that. They probably don't know that. So just go ahead and point that out to them. Then I will always ask, did you have fun tonight? And they always did. So I'll say, do you think that there were maybe some friends that would like this? You have some friends that would also love to get their nails done? And a lot of times they will say, oh yeah, probably. Or if they say, oh, my friends are here. These are all my friends. Then you can say, oh, well, maybe you could do one of those petty parties or a gel party, upsell that. So, and don't be pushy, like nobody likes that. Just be very casual and take no for an answer. If they're saying no, that's fine. They can be your best customer instead of a hostess for you. That's okay too. Then I would, check them out and make sure that I'll give them some of the inventory that I have. If what they ordered I already have in my stash, I'll put that in a nice bag for them and send it home with them. if I happen to book a party, oh, make sure that they spin the prize wheel before you total them out so that they get whatever discount or prize that they claimed. If they happen to book a party, they get to spin the wheel twice. If they you know, place an order and book a party, then that's pretty awesome. And then you just send a little hostess packet home with them. I think I put it in here. Yep. So, I mean, mine's really basic. It's just a manila envelope with some catalogs and hostess success form, host join brochure, and host success planner form. So these are in our workstation. I love this. It kind of just talks them through what all they need to do, their levels of what they can earn. It's kind of glaring here, but if you guys can see, they can go ahead and make their party list of who they want to invite and that kind of thing. So it's pretty awesome. And you can send that home with them so you don't have to pay postage to mail it. I love saving money on mailings, So that's really it. And then I just let everybody browse and play and have as much fun as they want to. I do not rush them. I'll just kind of be there to help them as long as they want me to. And yeah, it's a great time. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. I know it went kind of long, but I really do encourage you to try a home party. If it seemed kind of overwhelming to begin with, I hope this eased your mind and showed you that it really does not have to be a big ordeal. It can be very casual, and you can just kind of take your cues from the ladies who come, and they can be your new friends, and it's so much fun. So hope you guys enjoyed this and that it was helpful. I'd love to hear your home party tips too.